Hello, everyone. My name is John Draper. I am an application engineer with Hexagon Machining Intelligence. I work specifically with Esprit software, developing applications for the Esprit API, utilizing the API, creating extensions and customization projects for customers. These are typically, adjustments in the workflow, automation, linking various software systems together, and then I also help with training and answering support tickets. So for today, I'm going to walk you through how to use the Esprit VBA module. I'll kind of give a review of what's built into the Esprit software. I won't dive too deeply into the API itself, but I can provide some resources as to where to learn it and where you can ask questions whenever they arise. I have a couple other videos regarding other ways to use the API and to work with the software, so you can review those as well. So let's step into the VBA portion within Esprit Edge. And once you open it, you can go in here. You'll find that inside of this list, there's the Macro Explorer. Let's go ahead and activate it. As you can see, this appears. We have a VBA Project 1 and then the VBA Project 7. Everyone should essentially have this same listing. The VBA Project 1 is actually set up within Options. If you go into File Locations, you go down here, you'll see the VBA project. So you can adjust where that project's located. That's kind of an external VBA project. The VBA Project 7 is linked to the active document. So anything that's written in VBA Project 7 gets saved with the Esprit file. So that's kind of the difference between these two VBA projects. So not to get into too many details, if I open this up, I can see all of the different methods that I have active. And what is this? So if you right click, you can click on Visual Basic Editor. You can also press Alt F11 and then you can open it. And this will bring you into the VBA IDE. So some of you that work with Microsoft Excel or Word or even Access, Outlook might be familiar with VBA because this is essentially the same system that's used within Microsoft. Whenever you go through this system, you'll find that you can see project 1. This is my standards project, and then the project associated to the file I have open. Within the project, you'll see forms, modules, and classes. These are all the pre-built templates that you can use. Forms will appear like this, where you can generate your own form. And if you step into the form, you can view the code that's built into it. So I don't have any code on this form. The modules, these are just kind of functions that can run. I have one open here. If you step into this module, you can see that I have a get machine setup tree. So what is that? I can go down here, paste it in, and oops, is app running? Let's comment that out. Okay. And run it. So I was using this in Excel and I brought it into Esprit, which is why it wasn't running. I was trying to run this from Excel, which works just fine. So you can see here, I can print out the setup information, workpiece, work coordinate that's used in this document. So you can see where that information is coming from, the machine setup right here. Okay. So the module just is a way of reading through information and processing it, whatever way that you need to process it. Class module is a bit different. Class modules allow you to build objects and construct your own data sources. It also allows you to build events in Esprit. So, for instance, if you create a feature, you can have an event occur whenever you create the feature. The event will you can read the feature data, and you can do whatever it is that you'd like to do at different times while using the Esprit software. So you're able to build those events. With the VBA, what you will not see is you will not see a way of adding ribbon items up here. VBA typically runs through this. I'll share another tutorial on how to set up ribbon items. There is a way of utilizing the events class for Esprit's commands to connect ribbon items to VBA. It just takes a moment to do, but it is possible and something that you're able to set up. Okay, so these are the kind of the three main groups here, and I won't go into too many details about the code itself. If you go across the top, you may not see these locals windows or the watches or anything like that. So let's open up this again. We're going to run this function another time. But this time when we run the function, let's go ahead and put what we call a breakpoint right here. And whenever it gets to that breakpoint, you can see that it's highlighted yellow. It means that the program's kind of stopped at this moment. We've just loaded the IAP and doc with information. So if you go down here, you can actually, inside the locals window, you can see the document and you can expand it. And once you expand it, you can review the information relative to it. So this is the file name right here. So this is a document unique identifier. That's the file name. And even within the document, you can see feature chains. So we can open up the feature chain and review the feature chain data. This is very useful for understanding the API and the information that's stored within each object. Once you understand where the information is stored, then you can take that information and process it in whatever way that you'd like to process it. So let's, in this case, if I press F8, I can step through the file and I can see the information getting updated down here, and I can step through and understand the code. Okay, so functionally, that's a method of debugging. If you wanted to debug the code and understand the changes that need to occur. The way to view these, if you don't see them already, you can go up to the view window and select here, and these are here. There's also an object browser if you wanted to understand different parts of the API. Let's say I want to see the tools. Type tool in here, and then you can step through the tool classes. Active tool is built into the document right here. So it's not necessarily the one I want to review. Maybe I want to review the all mounted tools. You can step into mounted tools, item, the mounted tool, and then this will just provide information about each of these specific regions. So this is a method of understanding the APIs looking through this objects browser, and it's very useful for understanding what type of object it is that you're dealing with in case you need to find your way through specific objects. You can also see the object types in the locals window as well. I didn't show that before, but say we run this again, and you can see the objects types right here on the right hand side. So if you wanted to understand what type of object it is that you're reviewing, you can see all that information right here. This is a useful the immediate window. What the immediate window allows you to do is, let's say you want to review, let's say active part, okay? What's in the active part? Let's get the active part name, and you can run functions through this immediate window to understand what what data is stored inside of the objects. And this is very useful for building expressions and understanding, how to build the expressions. So that's all there. Okay. The VBA guide will not allow you to create new projects other than project 1 and project 7. So you can really only have, you know, 2 projects available within Esprit. These projects, they get saved into this VBA component. I do recommend that, as you're building something, if you want to save it, just go down here and export it. Whenever you export these files, it saves it as a text file. The VBA file is encrypted. So if you're developing something, I do suggest exporting these and then you can re-import them later. So it's something useful to keep in mind while you're using this. So we can step through here a bit farther. Something really important for new developers to understand is making sure that you get all your references set. These will reference specific libraries. So in this case, this is referencing the Esprit library. If I wanted to connect Excel for some reason, I could find the Microsoft Excel library or Microsoft Access library. And these references allow us to link various systems together. So you could see SQL Server and so on and so forth. You're able to link these libraries and then utilize the functions that are built inside of them. So as you're developing, you might want to do that. And under the Options tab, this is just an area for adjusting the coloring, adjusting how the editor is functioning, changing how breakpoints or error trapping works. It's very useful for debugging and understanding the code. And there are just a few different settings in here. Another thing you're able to do is kind of adjust the components that you have for building forms. So you can go in here and find new components and link them to your form if there's other components that you want to use. One thing I did not show is if I go through this call function, we can add a message to Esprit's event window. So in this case, we're just going to do a simple hello world and click enter. What that does is it activates Esprit and then sets something into this window. If I wanted to create a point inside of Esprit for any reason, I could go in through here, do call document points, add, and then we can just say where we want the point to go, right? And that's going to add a point to the Esprit document. So you can see that point was added up here. If we go through the properties, got 1, 1, 1. So that's the location of the point in space. All right, so that's basically it. I think that covers most of the VBA system, gives a good overview of how you can use it and what you can do to troubleshoot your application. If you guys have any questions regarding creating projects with the API, there's a CHM file here under the help section. You can go through this file. This is the API help, and you can kind of step through it and navigate to various portions of the API. There's also tutorials built in here. So if you wanted to understand milling operations or setting up milling operations, let's just click on traditional. Let's click VBA. We should be able to copy and paste the VBA code directly into our project. So let's get a simpler one. First, click on VBA. We want to do a simple square. So we can go back to Esprit here, create a new module, and we're just going to make a square, and we can run it from here by pressing the start button. That works. And there's our square. Okay. So these tutorials are very helpful in this way. They allow you to quickly build code, and then you can just adjust some of the parameters. There are plenty of tutorials inside of this folder. If you go through here, you can find additional tutorials. You can search for them. There's VB.NET tutorials as well as C# tutorials in here too. So these are very helpful ways of building out your knowledge. If you did have questions, I suggest going to the Nexus forum with Esprit or going to your support web and asking specific questions. And Hexagon also works with customers on developing extensions and applications. So if there's something that you had in mind that you wanted to build, you can reach out to your sales representative and have it quoted to get an understanding of how to build different things. Thanks for watching the video, and I appreciate your time. Have a great rest of your day.